Este projeto foi realizado com recursos da Lei Aldir Blanc e é uma realização do Ministério do Turismo, da Secretaria Especial de Cultura do Governo Federal, Governo de Goiás e Secretaria de Estado de Cultura de Goiás. Hello! This is the third video in a series where I tell you about the cuisine of the state of Goiás, in the heart of Brazil. In this video, I will show you several sweeties from Goiás, and through them, show the world who we are through our culture of eating. Well, Goiás Gastronomy presents itself as portion of works of art. In addition to the wonderful and peculiar flavor, it is beautiful to see. It is also eaten with the eyes. The Brazilian culture is the result of the mixture of the culture of the European peoples, mainly of the Portuguese colonizers of Brazil, of the native Brazilian Indians, and of the Africans who arrived here as slaves. First sweeties arrived in Brazil with Pedro Álvares Cabral in 1500 and were offered as gifts to the Indians. Later, the Portuguese ladies would bring their recipes full of secrets, which little by little they were teaching indigenous women. The products of the new land were adapted to Portuguese recipes. Since almost all the ladies were illiterate, many of the original recipes were lost in time. With the cultivation of sugar cane, the abundant slave labor, and the Portuguese sweetie tradition, Brazilian sweeties were enriched, gaining more tropical flavors. Corn and cassava were also incorporated, which became required desserts and cakes in colonial kitchens. The fruits of the land became compotes and noble sweeties. All fruits became sweetie because there was no refrigerator. It was a way to preserve them. The first genuinely Brazilian sweeties were pé de moleque, paçoca, rapadura, coconut candy, quindim, and cassava cakes. Well, Italians and Germans were also part of that culture. At that time, all powers had sweeties, since for immigrants, sweeties and sugar were synonymous with celebration. Each family had a tradition of passing its recipes from generation to generation. According to the tradition, noble sweeties are those made according to the traditional recipes brought by Portuguese families. Because they are made with expensive ingredients and served only at high-class powers, they have become a delicacy that refers to glamour, wealth, and prosperity. We also inherited from the Portuguese the habit of celebrations, which were always around tables. Just as in Brazil, in Portugal, everything was a pretext for a good meeting of family and friends. The preparation itself was already the party, mainly because during the preparation of the sweeties, which started days before, there were drinks, food, and lots of sweeties. Here in Goiás, the native Goiás Indians were experts in the use of bee honey. the virgin forest of the Cerrado of Goiás, the Brazilian savanna, were generals in hives. The bandeirantes who came from São Paulo to the hinterlands of Goiás in search of gold brought the sugarcane molasses, already widely cultivated in the northeast of the country and popular throughout the Brazilian coast. For the long trips through the hinterlands, one of the most used products was rapadura, a sweetie made from sugarcane syrup, which sweetened and gave energy. The two ways of extracting sweetness from nature coexisted and were not mutually exclusive over time. Rapadura has always been very popular on large farms in the interior of Goiás, many of them with their own production, even if handcrafted. Despite having hands and bodies tired of stirring molasses in pots or mills, the slaves made sweeties that contributed to the preservation and elaboration of new recipes. Another great contribution to the refinement and art of the sweetie culture of Goiás also comes from the Portuguese convents centuries ago. In the backyard of convents, chickens were raised, meat served as food, and eggs whites were used to iron clothes with starch, and so that yolks were not wasted. Nuns began using them to make refined delicacies with playful names. Thus, sweeties such as the Triumph of Nam and Pastel de Belém appeared. The sweeties from Goiás are business cards in several cities in the state of Goiás. For example, in the city of Goiás, the former capital of Goiás, sweeties are intangible cultural heritage. It's impossible to visit the city of Goiás and not be delighted by its traditional and irresistible sweets. The city of Goiás is home to famous confectioners and famous sweeties such as coconut flour. Coconut flour, delicate flours made with coconut ribbons cooked in coconut water and sugar. The cajuzinho do Cerrado, that means Cerrado cashew, takes the typical fruit of the region, the cajuzinho, plus sugar, bananas, water, and granulated sugar. Another, the lemon candy. The lemon candy is made with small lemons in syrup filled with dulce de leche. And alfenim. Alfenim is a typical sweetie from Goiás with medieval Arab origin. Comes from the Arabic word al-fenid, which means that which is white, and is a sweetie with simple ingredients, just sour powder with sugar and a few drops of lemon, but that requires a good hand to hit the spot and with infinite delicate shapes. The famous pastelinho de Goiás, a delicate sweetie pastry pie filled with dulce de leche and cinnamon. And the lard is the secret that makes the dough crunchy. And I can't forget the irresistible and delicate rice cake from Goiás, which, coming out of the oven, conquers everybody already for its delicious aroma. Anyway, there are so many traditional sweeties in our region that it's worth a gastronomy tour to taste this delicacy. And it is in Goiás, in the city of Goiás, that Cora Coralina lived. Who's she? She's one of the most important Brazilian writers, famous for her sweeties and also for her sweetie poems. Goiano's passion for sweeties also comes from the orchards. The small farms are very generous, the land is very good, where everything is planted. In historic cities, there are still backyards, which are generally divided into three parts. One for flowers, another for vegetables gardens, and another for the orchard. And around the sweetie backyards, there is the Cerrado of Goiás and its peculiar flora. Cerrado's ingredients collaborate not only for the composition of new recipes and the creation of new flavors, but also for the construction and fixation of our identity. The fruit of the backyards and the exuberant fruit of Cerrado allow the recreation of the recipes passed down from generations to generations, resulting in a culture of making unique sweeties in the house and pastry shops in Goiás. You can't think of a good lunch from Goiás without a nice dessert table. And so, we can be enchanted with the sweetie syrups, and pasty or crystallized, of the pulps and the peels of the fruits. Sweeties made from milk, papaya, green fig, mango, orange, lemon, watermelon, guava, pumpkin, pineapple, cajá, coconut, and scarlet eggplant, and countless fruits from the Cerrado. Now, let's go to the practical part. What I'm going to prepare are simple sweeties that you can make at your home without the artistic glamour of the confectioners that are here in Goiás, but certainly with a special flavor. So, come with me. Hello, I'm going to prepare a wood stove pudding or flan. See, these are the ingredients. I'm going to use a mug of condensed milk, a mug of milk, and 3 eggs, a cup of sugar, and a glass of water. Well, the water is better if we use it heated, okay? How to prepare it? Okay, I sprinkle gently and generously sugar inside the pan. Now I have to melt the sugar. The sugar is going to be melted, And when it becomes brown, it's ready. Then I'm going to pour the hot water. Let's wait for about 10 minutes. Now it's dark brown and I pour the water. The water is going to boil for about 5 minutes. Then when it looks like honey, it's ready. Now, let's prepare the dough. I put eggs, the 3 eggs, the milk, and the condensed milk in the blender. Then I blend it for about 3 minutes. Okay, now it looks like a honey. It's ready. Let me take the dough. I place the pan inside another pan filled with water. Then I pour the dough gently. Then I cover with another pan. And I'm going to wait for it about 1 hour. Okay, now let's check if the pudding is ready. You take a fork, you use a fork to check it. Look, the fork is clean. So, our pudding is ready. Now I take the pudding and let it to be cool until I take it to the fridge. It will be in the fridge for about half of an hour. Well, after 30 minutes, here is our pudding.
Okay, let's taste it. It's creamy, it's fluffy, it's not so sweety. Well, it's very delicious.
Today I'm going to prepare the sweetie of watermelon. The ingredients I'm going to use: a quarter of a watermelon, a glass of sugar, 2 cloves, and a glass of coconut milk, and 1 coconut milk. Okay, what I'm going to do first? First, I have to take the water out from this coconut. Why? So, and I'm going to take it to be toasted, because in this way I can remove the nut easily. Okay, now I'm going to cut this watermelon and take just a quarter from the watermelon. Now I'm going to remove the red pulp. What can I do with the red pulp? I just eat it. Eat it. Just because the white part of the watermelon, this is the white part, the white pulp is going to be used to become a sweetie of watermelon. So I have to remove the rind. I'm going to grate the white pulp in a thick drain. I'm going to use the gloves. I put the gloves in the coconut milk. I fill in a glass with the white pulp, grated white pulp. Oh, I forgot to say, after I grated it, I let it drain to remove the excess water. I'll put all of this in a pan. I mix a little bit and let it to be cooked for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm going to add a glass of sugar, stir, and I'm going to grate the toasted coconut. Can you see? I got it toasted. I'm going to use a glass of grated coconut, fresh coconut, and I add the grated coconut here. Let it cook. When I'm going to know it's ready, when the dough release from the bottom of the pan. Okay, now I'm going to prepare a sweetie of watermelon that it tastes coconut too, but the taste is a little bit different because I'm going to change the coconut milk. Instead of using a coconut milk, I'm going to use a condensed milk, a glass of condensed milk, and the grated coconut. I will grate a little bit more because I need a glass of grated coconut. Yeah, I think it's enough. Now the watermelon, already drained. Some cloves. Well, it's to taste. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3. It depends of your taste. The first sweetie of watermelon is almost ready. Then I'm going to put it on this plate. But here I have grated coconut, but in very small pieces, like a powder. Then I'm going to sprinkle on the plate, and let's check if the sweet is ready. It's ready. It's released from the bottom of the pan. Now it's ready. Okay, let's prepare the second one. I'm using the same pan, no problem. Now I add a glass of grated fresh coconut. Okay, it's almost ready. It's starting to release from the bottom of the pan. Well, I'll put it here. I didn't sprinkle anything on the plate because this sweetie is going to be eaten with ice cream. I'm going to harvest watermelon to prepare our sweetie of a watermelon. Well, this is a very small one. Probably the white part of it is not going to be enough to prepare our sweetie. Now I'm going to prepare another sweetie of watermelon. It will taste tangerine. Here is a kind of tangerine that
smells so strong. It is small, but it's full of juice and it smells so strong. Okay, I will use a glass of sugar, a glass of watermelon, and a glass of tangerine juice. Okay, now I'll put everything together in a pan. A glass of white pulp. Then I mix everything. And I prefer not to use cloves because I think that the tangerine taste is so strong. Well, I don't think it's going to be so delicious using cloves with the taste of tangerine. Now let it cook. And now I won't take it to the trash. I will plant all of these seeds. So the sweetie is ready. Can you see? I have the option to eat it like this or let it to be cooked a little bit more. But as I want to eat it with ice cream, it's okay. It's smelling so good. Now I will prepare another sweetie of watermelon that is going to taste pineapple. I will need a glass of sugar, a glass filled with watermelon, and a glass of sliced pineapple. Okay, I will take this part out. Then I will peel. And the rind is going to be used to prepare a tea. I reserve it. Oh, I'm not going to use the rind in the sweetie. Now I will slice in a small piece, really small piece. Well, and with this sweetie, I will use some cloves. Well, with this, the taste of the cloves is going to be very, very delicious. It's going to be cool. No problem if I'm using the same pan. I've already prepared the sweetie watermelon that tastes tangerine. Now the sugar. Okay, now I'm going to prepare the last sweetie of watermelon. It's going to taste passion fruit or maracoca. I'm going to use the white pulp of the watermelon, 1 glass of sugar. Okay, let's take the juice from the passion fruit. And now I have to drain the juice, but to get the seeds out of from the juice, I will add the sugar and mix the sugar with the fruit juice pulp, mixing and pressing, smashing a little bit. Okay, I get the juice without the seeds, and I'm going to reserve the seeds to decorate. Let's see the other sweetie. This sweetie is a little bit different. Can you see? It has a syrup, much more syrup than the others. Now let's prepare this. In the pan, I still have some syrup from the pineapple, sweetie tasted with pineapple. Okay, no problem. It's good because you can mix passion fruit and the pineapple and the pulp of watermelon. Let it cook, and I will taste all the sweeties of watermelon now. Now is the moment that everyone was waiting with anxiety. So here is the first sweetie. It tasty coconut made with sugar. And it's the same tasty coconut but made with condensed milk. This is prepared with pineapple, and this is prepared with tangerine. Now I add some vanilla ice cream, I decorate it, and the tangerine is good to be eaten with vanilla ice cream too. You can add caramel syrup over it too. Oh my God, it's perfect. Really, really good. It's not so sweet. Let's taste tangerine. It's so good. Wow, it's so good. Fantastic. Perfect. Okay, Now I'll taste it, this one. Take a look at the dough. You can get it shaped as a ball, as a small ball, and you decorate on the top with a clove, and it's perfect candy to be served in birthday parties or wedding parties. It's so delicate. The taste is really dedicated. Wonderful, wonderful. When I turn it to the other side, I have the coconut that I sprinkled on the plate, remember? And you can shape it like small balls and do the same. All of them you can prepare like this and shape it, top it, decorate it, and serve in parties. It's so difficult to say which of them is better, is the best. It's impossible. Wow, fantastic. This is the last one. So do you remember, I prepared it with passion fruit, and it's good to have it with vanilla ice cream too, or with passion fruit ice cream. And when I eat it using with ice cream, it's good idea to decorate the ice cream, the top of the ice cream, with some seeds. It looks nice and nice. Wow, it's very delicious. Perfect. Hello, today I'm going to prepare the sweetie of scarlet eggplants. Okay, so what I'm going to use? Here I have at about half kilos of scarlet eggplant, a glass of sugar, a glass of water, and 3 cloves, and some fig leaves, at about 6 or 7 fig leaves. Okay, first of all, I have already washed the scarlet eggplants, and I have to cut the upper part out to remove the bitterness that is a characteristic of the scarlet eggplant. I have to wash for at about 3 days in clean water. During 3 days, I wash the eggplants and I keep it immersed in water. During this time, I get it immersed in water, and I change this water. I change this water every day. During 4 hours, I change the water. Okay, well, I have already done it. Here, after 3 days, the color is a little bit different, and it's ready to prepare the scarlet eggplant, the sweetie of scarlet eggplant. Now, first of all, I have to prepare the syrup. I put the water first. The pan was heated. Now I add the sugar. The syrup will be ready when the consistency looks like the same consistency as the honey. Now let's prepare the eggplants. I have to drain all the excess water. Okay, let me check our syrup. I add a little bit some water. I can put the eggplants, the scarlet eggplants now. I put them gently. Now I let them cook, but I have to cover using the fig leaves. Why? So in this way, the taste of the scarlet eggplant becomes the same taste as the fig. Let's wait. So let them now the scarlet eggplant to be cooked. Okay, now the second sweetie is a sweetie of pumpkin. Let's see the ingredients. I take one ripe pumpkin, can be a small one, or you can use a medium one and just use a part of it. In Brazil, we call this kind of pumpkin, we call it moranga. Then I'm going to use a glass of sugar, coconut milk, and grated coconut. So first of all, let me cut the pumpkin. Now using a tablespoon, I take the seeds out. I remove the seeds. These seeds, I'm not going to throw them away. I will use them. I will plant them. Now I chop the pumpkin in small pieces. And now I'm going to cook them. I have to cover all the pieces with water. It's going to be ready in at about 10-15 minutes. I have here the pumpkin already cooked. And when it's cooked, I knead the dough and I get this dough. Now I put the dough in a pan. Then I add the sugar. I pour the coconut milk and the grated coconut. Now I'm going to let it to cook. Mix. I know that it's ready when the dough releases from the bottom of the pan. You have to mix, stir all the time until it releases from the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to prepare the sweetie of guavas. Well, I'm going to use 3 guavas, ripe guavas. I have already washed them. A glass of sugar and a glass of water. First, I have to remove the ends of the guava. And cut it in half. You can use red guavas or white guavas. And now I remove the seeds and blend the seeds. And I reserve the guava. Now I put water and blend. Now I pour this juice in a pan. Oh no, I drain this juice. Using this juice to prepare a syrup that are going to receive the guavas is the secret to get the sweetie, to get a creamy sweetie. Now I add the sugar and let it to cook. Okay, when I wait it boil, take our sweetie of pumpkin. Can you see? It's releasing from the bottom of the pan. It's ready. Okay, now I add the sliced guavas in the syrup. And let it cook. I'm going to prepare the sweetie of papaya. I will use a small green papaya, a glass of coconut milk, a glass of sugar, and of course sugar to taste. 1 stick of cinnamon, some cloves. Oh, and I use a glass of grated coconut. I have to peel the papaya, cut the upper parts, I remove the seeds. Now I peel. And grate. going to grate the coconut. I need a glass of grated coconut. And now I'm going to wash the grated papaya in a sieve. I'm going to use a sieve and wash it for 3 times. If you don't wash it so many times, the sweetie is going to have a taste, bitter taste. Okay, so let's wash it. I will put the papaya, you wash the papaya in the pan, the grated coconut, the coconut milk, the sugar, cinnamon, and cloves, and let it to be cooked. Mix, and now let it cook. If I want to eat it with ice cream, it's enough when the syrup become creamy. But if I want to eat it alone, well, then I have to let it cook a little bit more. Now the sweetie of scarlet eggplants is ready. So, take a look at the syrup. The consistency is similar to the consistency of honey. So, it's ready. Now, let it cool. Okay, now let's take a look at the papaya, the sweetie of papaya. Look at the syrup. It's creamy. I want to eat it with ice cream, with vanilla ice cream. So, for me, it's ready. Okay, now let's check the sweet of guava. Look, it's creamy. The syrup is creamy, so it's ready. I'm going to prepare a sweetie of banana in a pressure cooker. So it's easy to be prepared and it's fast. I'm going to use a dozen of ripe bananas. These bananas are called in Brazil marmelo bananas. And I'm going to use 2 glasses of sugar. Remember that sugar to taste. Cinnamon and some cloves. Okay, first of all, I have to peel the bananas. And it's good because they're so sweety. Now I slice them and not so small pieces. Now I pour sugar in a pan. the bananas. I add the bananas, the cinnamon, the cloves. Then I cover with water. And I'll let them to cook for at about, well, 10-15 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to prepare another sweetie of pineapple, but pineapple and syrup. Here I have part of a pineapple. I'll take out its crown and I will plant it. Now I peel. Now I slice it. Now I will put it in a syrup. I explained it to you how to prepare this syrup earlier. I used sugar, a glass of sugar and a glass of water. Okay, now I'm going to add some cloves, and now let it cook. I'm going to plant the crown of the pineapple. I have to take some of these parts out, so this way their roots will come easily. Let's plant it. In about 8 months, we'll get another pineapple. The sweetie of pineapple is ready. See, can you see the syrup? The consistency of the honey. Okay. I prepare another syrup because I'm going to prepare another sweetie of papaya in a different way. So I pour water, and sugar. Mix. Now when the syrup is boiling, I will prepare the papayas. A Brazilian food that we call cocadinha. I'm going to use the rest of the coconut I had. It's at about 1 glass. I put it in a pan. Just a minute. I add a glass of condensed milk and just cook it. Okay, now I just let it cook. I still have some green papaya, and I'm going to prepare another sweet of papaya with Ottawa white apple fruit. It's difficult for me to pronounce this name. Okay, I'm using 5. What I have to do, I have to grate the papaya. Let me grate them. I kept them in the water because of the milk. Then I'm going to wash with plenty of water. Now I put it in the syrup. And let's prepare the other fruit now. I'm going to peel the fruit. Really ripe. All of them are really ripe. And now I slice them in small pieces. It has a big seed. When I mix a lot apple fruit with pineapple, the taste is wonderful. Papaya, to the sweetie of papaya. and I let it cook. Okay, now our cocadinha is ready. See? And now to decorate, I'll grate a lemon on it. The sweetie of papaya mixed with oh my goodness, I always forget the name. It's cajamanga in Brazil. This sweetie is ready. Let me take it out. Now I am in that best moment that I'll taste all of these sweeties. Okay, remember, one of the first one was scarlet eggplant. Sweetie prepared with scarlet eggplant. Then here I have pumpkin, the sweetie of pumpkin. The sweetie of guava, papaya with coconut, cocadinha with coconut and condensed milk. It's the same. Then pineapple and papaya with cajamanga, because I always forget the name in English. And remember that I've prepared a sweetie of banana. Okay, it's not a red. Then I'll taste it later. Okay, well, the first one is going to be scarlet eggplant. Well, I will taste it with sour cream. It tastes fig. When you eat it, oh my goodness, when you eat it, you can't remember that's a scarlet eggplant. It's fig. Okay, now let me taste the pumpkin. Okay, you can eat pumpkin with ice cream too, vanilla ice cream. Take a look at the texture, the consistency. I can make balls and roll the balls in a grated coconut or sugar, and I have a very delicious candy to be served in birthdays, in parties. Creamy. The taste is fantastic. Really fantastic. Wonderful. Now, okay, now, oh my goodness, so much. Okay, papaya, I'll taste papaya. Can you see? It's creamy too. And it's beautiful. Fantastic. Really good. Really good. Fantastic. I just love it. Now I'll taste pineapple, but I'll taste it with ice cream. Out of this world. It's difficult to say which of them is the best, but well, this pineapple, this sweetie is, wow, it's out of the world. Fantastic. Okay, now I'll taste papaya with cajamanga. You can eat it with ice cream or sour cream. Fantastic, really fantastic. This sweet is very interesting because you can serve it chili, or you can serve it now warm temperature, and when you mix with the ice cream, it melts in your mouth. Very good, very good. Okay, now I'll taste guava. You can eat this, just the sweetie, or you can add the vanilla ice cream or sour cream. In Brazil, most of the people prefer to eat this guava in syrup with sour ice cream, or sorry, with sour cream. Soft too. Perfect. Not so much sugar, low sugar, creamy, very, very, very good. Very good. Well, the last one I'll taste now is Brazilian cocadinha. The lemon on it give it it's to decorate, but it tastes so good too. Just wonderful. all of this are really delicious. Really delicious.
Well, gastronomy is a means of socialization. The food refers to the memories, experience, and emotions lived, processing a symbolic value which can provide unforgettable experience. Gastronomy has a great relationship with cultural tourism, which motivates interaction with people, communities, their customs, their tradition, their cultural identity, and thus shows that food is an important cultural aspect of a people. Well, in these 3 videos, I told you a little about our culture through our way of eating, here in the heart of Brazil, in the states of Goiás. When you come to visit us, stop by and check this incredible experience of trying our cuisine. But if that's not possible, these videos are the way to experience a little bit of our flavor here at your home. But the invitation remains to visit us, because eating together is synonymous with friendship. In Brazil, when you meet a friend, we say, "Go home for a cup of coffee." So, come and have a cup of coffee with us. Bye bye.